and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video, guys. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro at the beginning. I do have transition buttons, so if there's noise outside of my control, I can stop filming, wait for it to pass, carry on. These weekly Wednesdays essentially are Q&A. You guys ask me questions and I answer them. They are primarily model focused and it is primarily Games Workshop stuff, of which is primarily 40k. There is terrain questions from time to time and some general information about myself, what's going on in the workshop. We have a weekly vote, which I'll show you about. I tried to do a data card as well. Questions. I try to do a data card review every week as well. The data card review is on a unit. When I say unit, I mean it could be a single model or a group of models that I have used on the table. So I can give you guys good points on how, pointers of what to do with it, how it works and all that sort of stuff. If it's a unit that can have a character and it works well with a character, again, I give you guys heads up. Now, so the Locust Destroyer Lord was put up on Monday. Sorry, I was just interrupted. As is the way, that's my transition button. Yeah, the Locust Destroyer Lord I picked up on Monday. It was Monday's paint video. It was Creator's Choice 1, so I didn't know what to do. I sort of narrowed it down to something that's already undercoated, so I was ready to go. So I went with him. Unfortunately, it's only had 5 views, which means no one's interested in it. Unfortunately, this is the way it is. There is a question related to him. Why did I mix the white paint with the metallic paint? It's to give me the little edge highlight on it. Okay, so what the whole idea is, the white scars is a layer paint, so it goes on and you mix it with the metallic, so it'll go on and dull itself down but give you the blue, but make it a lighter blue, but it'll just be metallic-y. Now you can see it along the edge there. If it doesn't give you the metallic-y look in places, it's going to give it like a worn look. It's going to look, because it looks different to the rest of it, it's going to give a worn look. That's why I did that. And it also for those of you that use metallics as well, like for Necrons and stuff like that, you can experiment with the white and the metallic colour, just to try and give you your sharp edges to be, nice. I have a sty coming up and I can see myself in the camera and realise how bad it looks. I've been sore for a few days, but I just realised how bad it looks. Anyway, there's no game with Mark this week at the moment because both our schedules weren't lining up. The only day he was free was Monday, and I said to him, if I can get the Monday painting video done, then we'll play. If not, like get the Monday painting video done on the Sunday, then we can play. If not, then I won't be able to. And I wasn't able to. I had the Sisters of Silence sit on the table for like, I say 2 weeks. But when the shenanigans happened with the Keeper of Secrets Alternative Sculpt, and the arm fell off and all that sort of business, I ended up going with the Winged Tyrant. Whilst that was primed, I started painting the Sisters, and then I put them down because the Hive Tyrant was ready to go, so I did that, and I was sitting there for weeks. I say 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks time, but I was sitting there. So I said, like, Sunday we'll get them done, and then start doing Monday's painting video. But yeah, Sisters of Silence actually smashed it out of the park. Amazing paint job, but the Overlord, no one's interested, unfortunately. Sorry, there's no game this week with Mark at the moment because the schedule's not lining up. The thing you got to remember as well, we both have kids, and they're on summer break and everything else, so it's a lot of juggling over the next. They have 8 weeks of holiday here. 8 weeks. I thought 6 weeks was a lot back home, but 8 weeks over here. So on Monday when I was in work, I saw young Jack and I said to him, this is evening time now. I said to him, someone needs to come over for a game again. And he was like, I meant to message you earlier. Are you free Wednesday? I said, what, next Wednesday? He said, no, this Wednesday. I said, yeah, okay. So the boys were over today. Now, young Jack has started collecting a world at his army. He's got the Codex, he's got a unit of Jackals, he's got a unit of Berserkers. So the plan, we were playing a couple of weeks ago, but work stuff came up, so I wasn't able to. so I was going to put on World Eaters on the table then, so I just put the same army on the table, just to show young Jack how it is. And they both the lads, Jack and Aidan, both said to me, "Don't hold back. We're going to learn more if you just, you know, go for it." So we did, and I am a little bit surprised with a few units actually. Really surprised. When I play Mark, hopefully next week me and Mark can get a game on. There were units I took today that I will be trying to max out on the table against Mark. Just give you a highlight of the game. Infiltrators were set up, infiltrating with a Phobos lieutenant. Then my 8-bound scout with 6 inches as they can, because I got first turn. They were, I think it was then, they were like 10 inches away or 11 inches away. Their movement was 10, so they moved right up, charged in, wiped them out. That wasn't a surprise. They were consequently mowed down by the Redemptor Dread, but you know, that's not a big surprise either one. 20 Khorne Berserkers with a Lord and a Juggernaut with the Brazen Eyrie came forward, charged into Eliminator Squad with a Librarian of Phobos armor, and the Lord and his Juggernaut killed all 3 Eliminators and took the Librarian down to 1 wound. And as it worked out, there was like 45 attacks coming in from the rest of the guys. We got sustained hits and reroll charges on our Blessed of Khorne. So, you know, I said there's no point me rolling that. If he had a invulnerable save, or if he had more, if he was full strength, then you had to go for it. But, and you know, both agreed. The Khorne Berserker unit then went on, got shot at, a model killed, so they blood surged. But the boys were trying to pit themselves off against them. So one would shoot, trying to get this one as the closest target for them to move forward. You know, and then in Aidan's then he would move back and try and shoot them again to make them blood surge the opposite way towards the closest enemy unit. But anyway, the Khorne Berserkers ended up then blood surging towards the Necrons. Charged in 2 free base Scarab Swarms, 5 Lich Guard, and the Lord actually killed most of the Lich Guard. I think he actually killed all the Lich Guard by himself. Yeah, he did, sorry. The Guard killed all the Lich Guard by himself. The Lord, so yeah, but by the time I'd done the Lord's attacks, then I'd done 1 Berserker attack, then I remembered the Juggernaut has extra attacks. So I did the extra attacks and he killed the Lich Guard. So had I done it him first of all, the extra attacks, so forgetting about him, the Khorne Berserker would be able to kill the Scarab Swarms, but they killed them anyway. I was very surprised at how much damage they were doing. They took on a unit of 20 Necron Warriors. I don't think there were 20 when they came into them, because we consolidated into them. There was 5 flayed ones that came in and just minced through the Khorne Berserkers, minced through them, because every critical hit, because we blow our starting strength, every successful hit they had was a sustained hit. So it was literally just mincing through the Khorne Berserkers, but we killed those. We killed, there was another unit coming, but I was very surprised with them very first. But what surprised me the most and what I was really excited about is the deck card I'm going to show you today, okay, which is the Forge Fiend. World Eaters Forge Fiend. Now, if you all play Chaos Space Marines and you see the Chaos Forge Fiend, no, this is better. This is a lot better. But anyway, yeah, so I actually had an amazing find as well. I'll show you that in a minute, but I had an amazing find the other day in work as well. I was going into work and there was a salt bin. Those who don't know what salt bins are, it's a big yellow box here. They keep bags of salt in. Some places keep it loose in there, but it's salt in there, and if there's frosty, you know, ice on them, I think they shut the salt down and stop you slipping. It's to grit everything, okay? Might be grit in there, salt, but it's called a salt bin. And there was this lovely big plastic thing sitting next to it. It's a shoe rack. And I was like, oh, I'll grab that in a minute. I'll grab that, you know, when I got my break. So when my break come back, it was still there. So I'll grab it on my lunch break. When I'm on lunch break, picked it up, put it in the car. I was going to use it in the house to put shoes on. But now, I said no. I'm going to put it here. And trust me, this is a game changer. If you can get your hands on a shoe rack like this, or if you look at it and go, John, that's not a shoe rack, this is what it's for. Okay, fair enough. But I looked at it and I thought it was a shoe rack straight away. Because it's absolutely, what I've done with it, what I put on here is absolutely amazing. But anyway, that's enough of me waffling on about today's game, and I'm going to bring down show date card. I'm going to show you my what I found here, and we'll go through the models for the vote. Now, again, the Wraith Lodge is in there because I've got tables pretty clear, but I've just been so busy with this and so busy with stuff here, I have not been able to. Because the plan for today was to film the week of Wednesday and then start building the Hellbrew and finish it tomorrow, to go up tomorrow. But, you know, the game last minute, so yes, yesterday, Tuesday, I was in here sorting the table out and sorting bits and pieces out. Okay, including this. So I will start the full screen, doing the full screen, the Hellbrew tomorrow. Hopefully it's done by Friday. Hopefully I can get it done tomorrow, but if not, it'll be done by Friday. But anyway, I'm going to bring down show you data card for the Forge Fiend. Now I think I've shown you the Forge Fiend before, but I think I've shown you the Space Marine one, the Chaos Space Marine one, the World Eater one. Ooh, it's a bit tasty. Right, so here he is. Bug standard, 10-inch move, toughness 10, 3+ save, 5+ invulnerable save, 12 wounds. The little skull there means he did deteriorate. So when he's down to 1 to 4 wounds, he's -1 to hit. That's not to hit him, that's for him to attack. He's 6+ leadership and he's a OC 3. Okay, it's all the bog standard stuff. Okay, but the exception is ectoplasmic cannons is the way to go. Okay, they have blast, rapid fire 1, and D3 attacks. Okay, strength 10. You know, all the rest of it's bog standard. It's just the rapid fire 1 that is actually different. The Hades autocannon has rapid fire 4, which is actually savage as well. So if you gave him that, that means he's going to have 10 shots if he's 18 inches away. Okay, but anyway, this is the one I use today. I always use the cannons. Now, to give you an idea, he overwatched against 20 Necron warriors. Okay, so basically it worked out I was on 3d3 plus 15 because each one has blast. There's 20 warriors, so I get 4. So 4, 8, 12. So that's for the 3 cannons. Rapid fire 1 each, so there's another 3. So that's 15. Okay, so it was an overwatch, so I needed 6s to hit. So it was difficult to kill the whole unit, but that's potentially can kill a whole unit in one go. Whole unit of 20 guys in one go, if you're within rapid fire range, which is 18 inches. Okay, this is close combat weapons are the same as normal, 6 attacks, 8 attacks. But you have the claws or the jaw. The jaw is if you have the Hades autocannon. Okay, the claws are if you have the ectoplasmic cannon. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is what makes it very, very interesting because it suffers a blessing's call anyway, which is great. Which is the game today was every single one ended up being revolt charges and sustained hits. Anyway, Furious Onslaught. Each time this model makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible target within 18 inches, you can reroll a hit roll. So when I overwatched them today, the Necron warriors weren't the closest target. Unfortunately, the Scarab ones were. But had they been the closest target, I would have been re-rolling to hit. That makes him savage. So if you're able to shoot the closest target within 18 inches, you're getting everyone to hit. Okay, so he doesn't have the ability to get devastating wounds and hazardous like the Chaos Space ones does. He just has to be able to hit, which is disgusting. But anyway, the strength 10 and 3 damage, AP -3 and 3 damage apiece. You know, so you imagine a unit of say 5 Funnel Cavalry. 3d3. We're in rapid fire range. That's 3d3 plus 3 already. And then blast gives me another one on each. So 3d3 plus 6. You know, so potentially you could roll 3 1s or 3 2s and just be 9 shots. Or you could roll 5s and 6s and have 9, 15 shots of them. You know, the only thing that will help them was their 4+ in model save. But that is, if you're a World Eater player, that is a savage unit to get. Savage model to get. But the Mauler thing is just a savage. But I can't talk about him because I don't have that model on the table. But it's savage. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring down, show you the boat, because I've waffled on a bit too much. And I'm going to show you my little setup here as well now. It's not finished down here, but this is finished. This looks nice. The only thing I need to do there is take the paints that are over there. On that wrecking, there's like a plastic thing. I got it from a stand that was selling the Ferrero Rochers at Christmas time. And that was an inlay that goes in there that they sit into. And there was loads of them on, you know, so I picked up a couple. The plan was to have them on here, but it was too big. The plan with it now is to put tanks on it because they sit quite nicely, the Rhino tanks. Right. I'm going to show you a host of models, and you guys comment below in this video what you want me to paint for next Monday's painting video. In the event of a tie, I do a dice roll. There is creator's choice. If that wins, I picked a model. Which by last week's, by this Monday's painting video was not a great success. But anyway, that model's painted now, so I don't need to worry about that. You have the wildcard vote. The wildcard is you find out if it wins. You can vote for as many as you like, but don't say I vote for everything, because it won't count. But you can say I vote for any of the Space Marines, any of the Chaos Space Marines, any of the Tyranids, any of the, you know, that sort of thing, and it will count. Also, something else that you guys do, someone will vote on something, and one of you comments below that vote and says, I second this vote. That counts as well, okay? If you don't know the name of something, just give me a brief description of what it is, because some of them have crazy names. Now, Chief Librarian Tiberius is in there. No, sorry, that's not his last week because he was out last week. He's back in there this week. Yeah. Was he in there last week? I can't remember. Because I moved a heap of stuff up here and moved a heap of stuff back over here. And some of the stuff I chucked up on there ready to make space, so it wasn't falling all over myself. So if he was in there last week, I do apologise. The only thing that should be in there from last week is the Wraith Lord and the Marvel Crisis Protocol guys. I think I swapped one of them out, and just the Fantasy Chaos Warrior unit and the Wizards. But anyway, I'm going to bring you and show you the models. And if there is something there was last week, I do apologise, because I'm going to show you this layout as well. Right, I'm going to show you models first. So we've got Chief Librarian Tiberius for the Ultramarines. He will be painted in Ultramarine colours. Okay. We have a Warpsmith. He's Nurgle focused. We have Crossbones for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have Chaos Space Marine Legionaries. Not assigned to any particular deity, just 13th Legion, or Black Legion, I think they're called, actually, sorry. We have the Infernos Marines for the Space Marines. We have the Wraith Blades for the Eldari. The Havocs, I believe this is their second week of being in the vote. So they have one more week next week if they're not voted on this week, and then they'll be swapped out after that. We have Mega Red for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have the World Eaters Chaos Spawns. We have the Wizards. Again, if they win, I won't paint all of them in one go. I'll paint maybe 2 or 3 of them, or 4 hopefully. We have the Wraith Lord. We have Black Widow from Marvel Crisis Protocol, stayed from last week. We have Iron Man from Marvel Crisis Protocol, stayed from last week. We have Sabretooth the same. We have the Chaos Warrior for Warhammer Fantasy. And we have Spider-Man for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Now, I do want to get these Marvel Crisis Protocol models painted up, because I do want to try and slip a game in as well. Now, here is what I found. It's like a shoe rack. Okay. Now, I can see that's pretty bowed under there. I think that's why it was just dumped there. but for me, it's perfect. Now what I did, this is the MDF that I had on the table that just started bowing, so I cut it down to use it as footprints for terrain, but ended up sitting on the floor still, so I've actually just cut one down and it fits on there perfectly. So I have dry paint, technical paint. I actually found lots of paints I didn't even realise I had. Contrast paint, shades. I have airbrush paints. Okay, so there's 3 smaller tubs here of airbrush paint, the rest of them are big ones. I have layer paints. There is actually, I think there is actually, is that, no, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Okay, that's layer paints. I have base paints here. And I do believe 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's actually 4 corn reds there. Is that corn red as well? No, it's 4 corn reds I have. And I think all of them are open. Of course they are. I think I've actually got 3 Screaming Skulls. 1 at the back there and 2 at the side there. All open. Good job. I got these 3 foundation paints here. They're basically the same as base paints, okay? And I've got all of these paints, which are all the old paints and the ones in the drop bottles. Still not decided what to do with them yet, because this has little gaps in there and they would just slide straight through. All the paints would slide straight through, so that's why I put the board on there. So I did actually put this tray up here first of all, and it fits on there perfectly. I was like, no, I don't like that. So it still needs a bit of work to organise, but I will have this space free. If you actually remember, does it last week, I think it was, or the week before, I had the paints everywhere. Fucking nuisance. That's the biggest problem I have, is putting paints back away. But hopefully now I have that sorted out. Right, so I've taken up too much of your time. I've waffled on too much. I like that find. Very clever. Very nice. Keep your eyes out for something like that. I wouldn't go for a metal one. Nice plastic one, you know, because the plastic one's a bit more lightweight, and it's, you know, if you did damage it or break it trying to put it together, you get some plastic glue in there, get some hot glue in there, job done. With the metal one, you'd have to have a bit of a problem with something else, aluminium, but you have a problem anyway. So you want to check your vote down below as always, guys. Like I said, if you're not trying to spell something, just give me a brief description of what it is. If you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to this video on more people, which makes this amazing community you guys grow even more. If you want to support the channel even further, there is a join button below. You can click on that and become a member to the channel. There are 3 different tiers, and the bronze tier has perks on it. The next tier has perks on it plus whatever's on the bronze tier, and then the gold star tier has perks on it plus whatever's from the other 2 tiers, and there's also a free monthly price drop for that as well. I can't advertise on there, but it's on there. So guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions for me, chuck them below as always, guys. If you think I can't, chuck it below because I'm going to be trolled, someone's head pissed. That doesn't happen. There is no silly questions. So if you don't want to check it below, go on to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There is a messenger button there. You can click on that and message me directly via messenger, as a few of you do. But so check comments below as always. There is no silly questions. Even if it's a question I've answered 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, because it's someone new asking the question, someone new to the hobby, someone new to that aspect of the hobby, it's no problem. I'll answer the question. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to vote. Until next time, take it easy.